Today in the kitchen of Tracy, we're tackling pierogies. So I've made about a 15-minute video just to show you start to finish how fast and easy pierogies can be. They're not intimidating. You just have the step-by-step process to show you how to do it. So I hope you enjoy. Thank you. Okay, so with the starter pierogi, we have some shredded old cheddar cheese with some medium cheddar cheese. And then I have some smoked Gouda, all shredded and ready to go. I cut up my potatoes and I've just mashed them with nothing else but some spices, some Italiano, some salt, and some pepper. You can spice it to how you want it to taste. Just tastes like mashed potatoes with your choice of seasoning. And then I've got a little bit of sauteed onion. It's sauteed just till it's translucent. So once these cool just a little bit, I'm going to combine them. And you can make your own combinations of what you want to do. So I'm going to do one with the smoked Gouda here, and just choose your potato ratio and cheese, and then I'll mix up a cheddar. So half my potato will go in this one, and half my potato, well, I'll get a bigger bowl, but half my potato will go with the Gouda, and then I'll divide the onion in half there, and we will make our fillings. So here goes filling number one. I'm going to grab half my potato because I'm going to do the two different kinds. So I've just divided the amount of potato in about half. And then I think I'm making mine pretty cheesy here. If you don't want to put that much cheese, you don't have to. There's probably more cheese to potato. And then you're going to blend it all up together and throw it in the fridge for a couple hours to chill. And then I will make the dough. We'll roll out the dough and fill them and pinch them. So then this one will get, that Gouda. We'll blend it all together. And now just half of that onion. All right, and then we're just gonna blend that all up. All right. Okay, now just to blend these all up, mash them together. It's gonna make a lot of pierogies. You can do sauerkraut and onion. You can do cottage cheese and onion with the potato. You can do straight cottage cheese or whatever combination you want. But I'm going to do the potato with the smoked Gouda and a little bit of onion. So I think that's well blended. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's just going to get covered up with saran and put in the fridge to cool so it's easy to scoop. And you don't want any warm filling to go in with your potato. You want your filling to be cold while you fill them and press them. All right, not doing a bang up job here on the cheese mixture. All right, get that blended in. It is a little bit easier to mix it up. You can just cool the potatoes, or if you had leftover potatoes in your fridge from the dinner before, you can just blend in your cheese with the cold potato as well, and it'll just all melt when you stick the pierogi in the pot of boiling water, and that would be just fine. But because I have it ready to go, it does blend perfectly fine, and it's easy to mix in while the potato's hot. All right, so I think that's about as combined as we need that filling. Now, I'm just going to quickly cover these up with saran. So they don't dry out. This one here. So there's one. ready to go. And 2, ready for the fridge. Okay, so for the dough part, I'm actually doing a double recipe. So I have in here 5 cups of flour and 1 teaspoon of salt. So I'll just mix that up. I've got it in my actual mixer, but just to show you, I'm just going to blend this up. And then I will put it into the actual mixer. So, all right. So how I can put this so you can actually see it. Okay, so we have our flour and salt, and I'm just going to go ahead and add a cup and a half of water. I won't add all of it. I'm just going to hold back a little bit of the cup and a half just to see how much we actually need. I'll drop in 2 eggs here. There's our 2 eggs and about 2 tablespoons of oil. So 1. All right, I'm just gonna put our dough hook on. You can also just use your regular mixer and just the paddle to get the gluten forming, but I'm just gonna go right into my dough hook, so less dishes here. Mix it up well and then get it on kneading. And then if it's still looking a bit dry, see how it's forming a dough, but then there's quite a bit dry left. I'm going to go ahead and add the rest of that water. So now we're at a cup and a half of warm water. And that pulls it together. And if you're still finding it's a little bit dry, I'm going to add a touch more water. And you can kind of judge what you think. Just add about a tablespoon. Slow this down a little so my mixer doesn't go crazy. And that did it. So now it's just forming a bowl. Now I'm going to set it onto kneading just for a few minutes, then I'll take it out and knead it by hand. But you're just going to bring this together and let it knead for about 3-4 minutes, and then we'll set it to rest. So just cover it up with saran wrap and just let it rest. Okay, so the dough looks well together, and then you just want to check it, and you should be able to just give it a pinch, and it should be soft. Let's look at this. It should be soft and smooth, but not stick to your fingers like sticky dough. If it is a bit sticky, just add just a touch of flour, just till it's about like this. Smooth and elastic, but doesn't stick to you. And then you just want to pull it out. Whether you've done it by hand or done it by machine here, just pull this apart. Sorry, I'm just pulling the dough hook out. Okay. Okay. And you just want to let it rest. So just cover it up with a little bit of saran so it doesn't dry, and leave it there. Just set it aside for 20 minutes. Okay. Okay. So we'll just keep rolling this out. and I've got a cutter here. You can make them whatever size you want. If you have a pierogi cutter like this, you can cut it out to that size, put it in, put your filling in, close it up. But I do it by hand. You can make your pierogi dough as thick or as thin as you like. You can put as much filling as you like. So you're just going to call out. And then once you fill all these circles with your filling, so what we're going to do is just take a spoonful of our filling that we made earlier and put it into the pierogi. You can also use a scoop if you want to. Let me turn on some lights for you. Oh, look at that, we can see. There you go. And you can squish it as you're putting it together and squish out what you need for shape-wise. And just put a little bit in each one. Then you're going to pinch them together. Okay. So all you're going to do, you can pick them up or you can just roll them right over. All you're going to do, squish that potato in there. Try not to get the potato on the edges and close it up tight. Now oh, there we go. Close it up tight. Just pinch the edges, just like that. And voila, you have yourself a pierogi. Whoopsie. And then I just put them on a sheet pan that I've already got prepared with parchment and just start stacking. So again, I just pick this up, roll the dough over top of the pierogi. Try not to get the potato in the edges so it seals. And there you have it. You can see how thick my dough is. You can choose if you want it thicker or thinner, if you really like a thick pierogi dough. Now mine, you can see the little flecks because I've done whole wheat flour and all-purpose. If you just want white flour, just make it with all-purpose flour. So I'm just going to do and another. Alright, so now that we have a tray of pierogi, I have a pot of boiling water here, and I'm just going to drop a few in at a time. Now I have salt water and a tiny bit of oil in this water so that they don't stick, and I just drop them in one at a time, cooking them until they float. And then usually once they float, I continue cooking them for about a minute. Just make sure the dough is cooked and the potato is hot all the way through. And then I've got a slotted spoon ready to rescue them out of the water. Now you can, from here, once they're done, either just serve them straight up with some melted butter, pop it up with bacon bits or green onions if you like. I've got some onions sauteing right now. So once these ones are done, I'll pop that in with the onions and serve it up with a little sour cream and green onions. So they probably take about 3 minutes or so. By the time they're fully cooked. I also have some sauces on the go here, just to go accompany them. All right, the pierogies are floating nicely. I'm just gonna give them a minute yet. And there you go. Serve with a little bit of sour cream, sprinkling of bacon if you like, maybe a little green onion, and there is our pierogies. I hope you enjoyed cooking in the kitchen with me again today. Thanks. See you next time.